You're welcome to solve this nice exponential equation, which is x to the power 6. This is equal to 3 to the power 6. What are the values of x? Solution from here. The first step is to take 3 to the power 6 on the left-hand side, so that here we have x to the power 6, subtract 3 to the power 6. This is equal to 0. The next step from here is to express x to the power 6 as x to the power 3 raised to the power 2. Subtract 3 to the power 6 we can express as 3 to the power 3 raised to the power 2. This is equal to 0. Now, this is actually in the form of a squared minus b squared, which we can express as a plus b, a minus b. So this is a difference of two squares. The next step from here, a is equal to x to the power 3, and b is equal to 3 to the power 3. So therefore, a plus b, this is the same thing as x to the power 3 plus 3 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Let's call this equation 1. The second phase here, we have a minus b, which is the same thing as x to the power 3, subtract 3 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Let's call this equation 2. So let's start with equation 1. Let's call this case 1, which is x to the power 3 plus 3 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. So this is actually the sum of two cubes expressed as a to the power 3 plus b to the power 3, which we can express as a plus b, a squared, subtract a times b, then plus b squared. So this implies that we have x to the power 3 plus 3 to the power 3, and this we express it as x plus 3. Then we have x squared, subtract 3x plus 3 squared, which is 9. This is equal to 0. So this implies we have two parts here. The first part is x plus 3, and this is equal to 0. And the second part is x squared, subtract 3x plus 9. This is equal to 0. So this implies that x1 is equal to minus 3. And this is a real solution. This is the first solution, which is a real solution here. Then the second part here is a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. This is equal to 0. So this implies that from this quadratic equation, a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3, and c is equal to 9. So let's solve for x2 and x3 by applying the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So let's apply this formula. Now substituting the values of a, b, and c in this formula, we will have minus 3 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 3 squared, subtract 4 times a, which is 1 times c, which is 9, then all this divided by 2 times 1. So here we have minus times minus 3, this is 3, plus or minus the square root of minus 3 squared, this is 9, subtract 9 times 4, this is 36, then divided by 2. The next step here, we have 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 36, and this is minus 27, divided by 2. So that now here, we have 3 plus or minus, we can express the square root of minus 27 as 27 times minus 1, divided by 2. So this implies that we have 3 plus or minus the square root of, we can express this, the square root of 27 as, 27 is the same thing as 9 times 3 times this minus 1, all this divided by 2. So in this case, we have the square root of 9, which we can express as 3. The square root of minus 1 is I. Then we have square root of this 3. Everything here divided by 2. So now this implies that we have x2 equal to 3 plus 3I square root of 3 divided by 2. And then we have x3 equal to 3 subtract 3I square root of 3 divided by 2. Now, these are two complex solutions. These are two complex solutions. So, in case 1, so let's proceed to case 2. Let's proceed to solve case 2. Now, in case 2, we have that x to the power 3 minus 3 to the power 3, this is equal to 0. This is actually the difference of two cubes expressed as a to the power 3 minus b to the power 3, which we can express as a minus b, a squared plus 8b plus b squared. So this implies that if you have x to the power 3 minus 3 to the power 3, this is the same thing as x minus 3. Here we have x squared plus 3x plus 3 squared, which is 9. This is equal to 0. So let's proceed from here. Now this implies here we have two parts. The first part is x minus 3. This is equal to 0. And we have the second part here, which is x to the power 2 plus 3x plus 9. This is equal to 0. So here we have that x4 is equal to 3. So this is also the second real solution that we have. Now we have the quadratic equation part, which is in the form of ax squared plus b times x plus c. This is equal to 0. So from this equation here, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 3, and c is equal to 9. So applying the quadratic formula from here, we'll have that x5, x6, this is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So let's substitute the values of a, b, and c. Here we have minus 3 plus or minus the square root of b squared here. This is 3 squared, which is 9. Subtract 4 times 1 times 9. All this divided by 2 times 1. So in this case, we have minus 3 plus or minus the square root of, now this is 9, subtract 36 divided by 2. Now the next step here, we have minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 36, this is minus 27 divided by 2. So here we have minus 3 plus or minus, we can express the square root of minus 27 as 9 times 3 times minus 1, all this divided by 2. So therefore, here we have minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 9, this is 3, the square root of negative 1, this is I, then square root of 3 divided by 2. So this is what we have as x5, x6. So these are two complex solutions. We are saying that these are two complex solutions. So in regard to this, here we have 6 solutions. We have 6 solutions to this algebra problem. We have 6 solutions. Now, from the first case here, we have x1. We have that x1 is equal to -3. We have x2, comma, x3. So this is actually equal to, this is 3 plus or minus 3i square root of 3 divided by 2. And then we have that x4 is equal to, this is 3, positive 3. So we have two real solutions, that is -3 and 3. And now we have x5. We have x5, x6 here, which is -3 plus or minus 3i square root of 3 divided by 2. So here we have 4 complex solutions. We have 4 complex solutions and 2 real solutions. So in total, we have 6 solutions to this algebra problem. So kindly follow the steps, like this video, and subscribe. Kindly like and subscribe.